situation. Kirk Cousins going to Minnesota, in Minnesota, facing Case Keenum, who used to play for Minnesota. Ipso facto, Adrian Peterson facing his team, an old, wily veteran running back going up against a team that has the running back who leads the league in rushing.
It's incredible.
There'll be a lot of this going on.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And it won't be Case Keenum this time.
Reversal,
Right.
revenge game. It's Thursday. Thursday Night Football is tonight, right here on NFL Network. My name's Kay, Peter Schrager, Kyle Branter here, and straight off the yacht, Sean O'Hara.
Looking good,
How
Sean.
you doing?
It's easy to grin.
When your ship comes in. We got it.
Top
We
of the
got
morning
it.
to y'all.
Judge Smalls, we got it. Guys, you know what else we have so much of right now? Trade action.
Yeah.
Trade action's hot in these streets, so as we get closer to the deadline, Peter, if only we had a device, some technology with which to calculate
She's
trades.
alive.
She's alive. We call her she. She's the Trade Bot 1000. Peter will tell you some wild stuff about what could go down. Yannick Ngakoue moving addresses.
Would Yannick be part of the process?
This makes me uncomfortable.
Could be.
The way you
know,
talk to her.
sometimes your fantasy trade decisions, they aren't black and white. Today we're going to do a fantasy segment having to do with gin joints, flyboys, and bug-eyed betties. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Film noir fantasy. Don't miss it.
We sure are, Big Cheese.
That's right. Okay, you are some kind of dame. And then there's a huge slate of games this weekend. We got people everywhere. Philly, New Orleans, Carolina, Houston, Minneapolis. I feel like Howard Dean. Vikings versus Washington to take back the White House. Wow, let's go. Lead block.
You're seeing Bridgewater there, so we've got some curious quarterbacking situations, decisions being made. We'll go over the whole landscape of the NFL and how that affects your favorite team right here on Good Morning Football. But let's talk TNF. Kicking off Week 8 in Minneapolis. Our guy Tom Pelissero is there. We got to talk about Kirk Cousins. Nobody is having a better 3-week stretch than he is. But his receiver, Adam Thielen, came up with an injured hamstring in Week 7 after scoring a touchdown. What can you tell us about his status for tonight?
Okay, Adam Thielen is out for this game, but it's not for a lack of trying. He was pushing over the past couple of days to try to get himself ready. In fact, Thielen was trying to talk the Vikings into putting him back into the game on Sunday after he suffered the injury. The answer was the same then from the athletic training staff. It's a long season. We got to protect you from yourself. Relatively minor hamstring strain for Adam Thielen. My understanding is the plan is for him to be back for their next game, November 3rd against Kansas City. Now, we all know that stopping the Vikings means stopping Dalvin Cook, but certainly with Thielen out, you would think the Redskins would pay a little more attention to taking away Stephon Diggs. Here's one name that America is going to get introduced to tonight. Olabisi Johnson, 7th-round draft pick out of Colorado State, made the team out of camp. He's a guy who moved up to the number 3 receiver spot after Chad Beebe got injured. 13 catches over the past 4 games, just scored his first touchdown against the Lions. I talked to him this week. He said, it's huge, but it's just football. That's my mindset. Just don't make it bigger than it is. Live in the moment, guys.
Tom, we love a deep cut like that here at Good Morning Football. It's also been a long time, it feels like it, since Kirk Cousins was apologizing to his teammates. Since then, he has been the hottest quarterback in the league for 3 weeks. You're there in the building. Do you feel the vibe that this continues tonight in prime time?
Well, after Cousins lit up the Lions on Sunday, he said, you don't ride a confidence roller coaster. He insists that he is still the same guy. And when he met with the media, he really downplayed this meeting against his former team, the Redskins, saying he's played former coaches and teammates before, also expressing gratitude that they had rescued him in the 4th round of the 2012 draft. Now, one thing the Vikings talk about a lot is doing things around Cousins to give him a chance to be successful. One thing that Cousins does really well is play action. And that's something the Vikings have been executing at a high level, especially the little details that really sell the play action. I spoke recently with offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski, who told me it needs to look like, taste like, smell like the run. Well, there was a play in Detroit on Sunday where it's a fake zone right handoff to Dalvin Cook. He gets pops by Snacks Harrison. The crowd goes wild. My eyes are there. Everybody else's eyes are there. Kirk Cousins comes out the back door and completes a pass. Nobody in the NFL has more touchdown passes or a higher passer rating off play action this season than Kirk Cousins, guys.
And since Week 5, they're averaging 36 points a game going up against Washington tonight. We'll see if they can click on all cylinders. Thank you so much, Tom Pelissero. 10 touchdowns, just 1 interception for Kirk Cousins in the past 3 weeks. It's all happening tonight. He wants to make a statement. He wants to do that dead arm dad dance in the end zone. But Adrian Peterson looking to lead Washington to victory against his old squad. Redskins, Vikings, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Storylines galore, stakes high on NFL Network, Fox, and streaming on Prime Video. Sean, all eyes are on Kirk Cousins tonight. What's at stake?
Yeah, did you say steak? Sure, I'll take some.
Hey, now.
For Kirk Cousins, look, I know everybody's watching him because of the primetime thing. He's 0-4 on Thursday Night Football. So, yes, this is about Kirk Cousins getting the win. But it doesn't have to be about Kirk Cousins to get the win. And I think that's what Kirk Cousins has to put into his head right now. Look, I don't have to go out and be a superstar. I don't have to throw the ball 58 times. I know I don't have Adam Thielen. Stephon Diggs, sure, I'm going to take some deep shots, but this is the best supporting cast I've ever had in my career. I'm going to let them do their thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to make this not about me. I think Kirk Cousins, we're talking about how he's got the dad jokes and all that.
Sure.
But it is about him.
He realizes that it's my job to not mess it up. That's really what I want to see from Kirk Cousins. Don't put your team at risk by being careless with the football.
Can't lose this game, okay? Can't lose this game.
Can't blow it.
You can't. Just can't lose this game. That's what it is. It's the Redskins. They're a hobbling team walking into your building on Thursday Night Football. When the rap on Kirk Cousins his entire career is he cannot win in primetime, right? He's lost his 4 games on Thursday Night Football. He's also lost some terrible games at the end of the season in recent years. The Bears game last year was a home game in which the Bears were basically playing for nothing, and Cousins and the Vikings didn't win. And now, Sean, I hear what you're saying it's not just on Cousins. That's not the NFL. It's a quarterback's league, and he is the face of that team right now. Winning it, throwing for 500 yards and 8 touchdowns, it's great. We'll wake up Friday. We'll talk about the games on Sunday. If he loses this game on Thursday night, all of the last 3 weeks is for naught, and we're talking about that on Friday morning. So to me, you cannot lose this game. Does he have to throw for $1 million? I don't care. Cannot lose this game. It's a regular season game, but it's a very significant one just because of the stakes that are at hand for the quarterback.
I'm looking for a new conversation. I'm sick of the Kirk Cousins primetime thing. It's low-hanging fruit, it's rote, and it's often objectively incorrect. Guys, we have to understand the difference between Kirk Cousins hasn't won in primetime versus what he often hears, Kirk Cousins is terrible in primetime, which is a lie. Here's what's going to happen tonight. The network's going to put up the graphic that Kirk Cousins is 5-13 in primetime games. What they will not put up is that Kirk Cousins' passer rating, completion percentage, yards per game are all better in prime time than they are in afternoon games. That's a fact. They won't put up that Kirk Cousins' defenses in prime time give up 31 points per game. They won't put up that in 2017 against the Eagles, he lit them up and lost in prime time. Or last year, he lit up the Rams and lost in prime time. Everybody screaming that he sucks in prime time is a terrible, incorrect take. He has to change that tonight, and I think he will.
Sucks in primetime.
No, he doesn't.
He sucks in primetime. That game against the Rams, they had a chance to march right down. He fumbled the ball. They lose.
They couldn't stop him all day, Peter.
The Bears game last year, as a Bears fan, you watched that game.
Terrible game.
That was, I mean,
Peter, we can go down the line and see every quarterback has bad games. I think by saying he's terrible in primetime, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for us. His record is bad. He plays really well and his teams lose.
His record is 0-4 on Thursday night, looking to get that first win for his career tonight up against the Redskins. Keep it here. We'll be breaking it down all show long. Sean, do you want to mediate any of this?
I won't stand for fake news.
I think it's great.
Of course it is.
Here's what's going to happen now because
optics are fake news. Like
how important is it? So you're saying he can lose tonight and you'll still be on board with him?
No, of course not. I can't lose to the Redskins. I'm saying the idea that people say, oh, he always is terrible in primetime is a lie, objectively.
What's at stake for him tonight? Answer the question. What's at stake for Kirk Cousins tonight?
I'm not sure about the question. What's at stake is that he can lose the game to a bad team, and then that would be a bad look for him. He's played really well in primetime. I think he'll continue to.
What has changed with you, Kyle, that you were the hook, fish for real, reels you in and then throws you back? I feel like I just don't want you to get your heart broken.
Okay, it's a great point, and I got big fonted yesterday. What that means at this table
what is big fonting?
I said yesterday, I'm in. Kirk Cousins has turned the corner. I believe in it. They put in huge letters on Instagram, and every single reply was, this tweet will not age well, this tweet will not age well. People don't believe. I've seen over 3 weeks a different Kirk Cousins we've seen in his whole career, and I think he has turned the corner, and I'll ride with it.
Okay, to answer your question, love is at stake. His phrase was, you like that. Everybody likes what he's done the last 3 weeks. He has to do it a fourth time.
It was like,
in order to take that next step in the relationship, in order for it to become love, he's got to win.
Have you been listening to the Selena Gomez song on repeat too?
Yes.
Oh, you're just like me. We'll be back after this.
I can't remember what the device was, though.